Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome to Parallax. This is a interesting looking puzzly, first-person, platformy kind of game, which I saw on Steam's recently uploaded games. I thought it looked pretty cool, and I figured I'd give it a try. There will be a link in the description below if you're interested in checking out this game for yourself, but it looks pretty neat, and I've been doing a little bit of setup for it. It's got a very black on white aesthetic, which I'm generally pretty fond of. But if we take a look at the gameplay options, you'll want to potentially turn off head bobbing, because that was a bit irritating for me. But if we check out the video options, there's something pretty cool in here in the advanced settings. You can actually change the color scheme of the game, which is pretty cool. I mean, it makes sense. If they're only using two colors, it can't be too complicated to switch them around, I suppose, but it looks pretty nice. I like the fact that they give you that option. I'm going to be sticking with the clean white on black aesthetic, but if you want to try something else, the options are there for you. So let's jump into Parallax and see what we're getting into here. Chapter A. Alright, this is all fresh. I loaded in the first mission for like 16 seconds so that I could see if the view bobbing was okay or not, and it wasn't. This is pretty cool looking though. We're kind of like in a puzzle orb, which is interesting. What's this? I don't know what that is. It might just be the start point. I guess we'll find out. There's no running, but we can jump. So let's jump over to this main island. Okay, so there are two worlds, and it looks like we can get access to them by moving through these large rings. It's nice. Okay. And the negative space has a much more eerie sound effect to it, but that's interesting. And we're done. Okay, well, that's a simple enough tutorial level. Perfect on it for taking 0 out of 0 actions. Alright. I don't know if that matters, but it's a thing. Okay, so we gotta take these portals now to travel longer distances, I'm guessing, to get past obstacles. Do the portals move on this side as well? Yes, they do, but you can't walk into the back of them. Interesting. Okay. Very simple level design so far, but I imagine it's just to get us used to how the actual world works. It's too bad there's no way to run, though. These beginning levels are very straightforward, and some faster movement would certainly be appreciated to speed up the whole process. Alright, well, that's another very straightforward, simple level. Alright, goal's over there, but obviously we're going to have to do something this time, because this portal's blocking the way. Okay. Ah, I see it. It lifts up so we can jump underneath it. This is some kind of button. Okay, that's straightforward enough. We can activate switches to manipulate the portals. That turns it around, and now we can get out the other side. Simple enough. I'd like it if it was a little bit maybe quicker between levels, and instead of making you go to this summary screen each time. I think that would be nice, because this kind of slows down the whole pacing of the game. Very similar level layouts, but not quite identical. Do I need to interact with this? Yes, I do, I think. Actually, is that portal still on the other side? Yes, but it's facing the other way. Okay. So we push the button to switch this around, because you have to. We come through here. If we switch this around, though, we're going to get stuck on the other side, aren't we? Oh, this doesn't actually interact with this. This moves this one. Interesting. Okay. So now we have to switch these again. So we go back in the other direction, just so we can get over to this side. So far, these have all been fairly straightforward puzzles, I have to say, but I like the look of the whole thing. Let's keep going. I seriously feel like a sprint might be the best thing this game could add in, but let's just keep moving. 4 out of 4 actions. Alright, so I guess an action is just interacting with buttons. So you get bonus points for completing a level without having to hit the buttons too many extra times. I imagine they're going to start mixing in more complicated mechanics once it gets a bit further in. Okay, so this looks pretty straightforward. It looks like we only need to hit 2 buttons here to make this just work. Unless... because that makes them both face that way. Oh, I see. I think that's what we need to do. And now we should be golden. Because now we should be able to walk through them using the different worlds, and they should all be lined up still. Yes. Exactly. And it looks like there's actually nothing else in the Nego world. Just these simple platforms to jump across. Well, that worked out nicely. Wasn't too tricky either. Alright, let's keep going. What else lies in the world of Parallax? Bunch of buttons we can't get to over that side from the looks of things. Yeah, that's mostly a dead end there, isn't it? Alright, we have a button here. What does this do? Oh, this is a timer. That's definitely a timer. Oh, okay, too slow. Whoops. And we find out what happens if you fall. You respawn, but things don't reset. It does give you a death, though. Interesting. If we retry, does it reset the deaths? Or does it track our deaths overall? Nope, that resets the deaths, too. Okay, well... I guess that's not particularly relevant, then. But now we know that's a timer, so we can run over this way quickly and try and get to the other side of this portal before it closes on our faces. There we go. Now we can get through to this little button. And that one changes that one, I suppose? Which is not on a timer, so now we can go through and come out on the other side. Perfect. Okay, that's interesting. I guess that means we get a benefit of examining our surroundings before we start. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves getting trapped in things for no good reason. Well, this looks quite familiar. Except differently arranged. Because this time we're going into the back. Is there anything on the other side, though? I guess this is so you can get a look at it and see which way you need it to be facing. Because we need this one to be that way. That one needs to stay the same direction. And then these two need to be flipped. And then you just get into a button, which allows you to flip the first one? What? I'm confused. Well, that's a bit odd. Okay, well, let's just try... because that's right, this one needs to be switched. And then that would be right, I think. To get us to the button, at least. So let's try to go through this again and see if we can actually interact with any of it, or if it's all inaccessible because of this panel being the wrong way around. Because if this panel is the wrong way around and there's no way to get started, I'm not sure how we're supposed to get started. I guess we have to go through it the wrong way first? Oh, yes. Okay, that's what it is. Let's restart this one quickly. We have to go through this puzzle the wrong way first, because otherwise we can't get to the button. So we've got to switch around this one. And then that one, so that we can get all the way around to here, and switch this again. Because that means we'll be able to walk across the pathways naturally here, and that'll let us get to the other side, hit the button to switch this one, which will let us get back across and get to the exit. Let's just stop talking about it and do it instead. Hop through the various dimensional rings, and switch the first one. Perfect. Now all we have to do is switch all the rest of these, and we should be golden, so... yeah. Switch those two. Perfect. That one's already facing the right way, I think, now, yeah. So we just have to change the last one here. Like so. We should be ready to go. Let's get through there and check it out. Can we walk all the way through now to our goal? Why, yes we can. Fantastic. There we go. The music is nice and soothing for this game, but nothing too spectacular so far. I imagine the puzzles will start to get much more interesting as we move forwards, though. What are we looking at here? We can switch the direction of that portal. We can come back through this one. Just changing the direction of that portal let us do anything, though, really. Not that I can tell. Although, I bet you this switches the whole floor. It does. Okay, that's interesting. So let's come through here then and switch this so we can check out the new other side. I like the, how you see through the different portals as well. I like the look of that. I'm not sure what the point of flipping that right now is, but I guess we'll go through there and find out. And we're falling. Dang deaths. So easy to walk off the ledges. But hopefully there's no actual penalty for doing that. If there is, that'll be somewhat irritating. That allows us to get to this side, so we need to switch the world back around first. Okay. Back through here we go. Can I switch the world from this side? No, I need to switch it back first. Okay. And from here, we hit this button again, and that'll flip the world. So we can come back around, figure eight our way through here, and then... ta-da! We made it. I bet you won't get it perfect, though, because we died, even if we have the right number of actions. No, we did. Apparently deaths don't matter. Okay. Well, it's as simple as black and white is the achievement we just got. I guess that's us first world beaten? Yep. First chapter unlocked. Chapter B. Okay, so it looks like there's 8 levels in each chapter. That's interesting. I wonder how many chapters there are. This might be a fairly short game. Because so far we've perfected every level in Chapter A. Admittedly not a very difficult chapter, but we'll see. Chapter B, start. Alright, well there's not much here other than this obvious looking boost. And a boost it is. Shoots us across there, so I'm guessing we want to boost through the portal to jump across the other side. And boost! Yeah, that's precisely what we're doing. Alright, and let's boost back. Whee! We boost up again, hit the back side in the other world. We switch the platforms and we jump through in the other one again to boost right to the exit. Did I get it? No. There we go. And from here, we get a nice free boost all the way back home. Exit, here we come! Awesome. Alright. Done and done. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Okay. Well, I don't think you need to say goal every time, game. I kind of figured it out by now. So far, these levels have been pretty phenomenally simple as far as the setup stage goes. This lets us get around to there, which allows us to switch these independently, which looks like what we have to do if we want to get out. We have to get to this side. So, let's go back through here and see what's going on in this world. Alright, so that switches those two, and this switches those two. We need to probably have... The only one we need to switch is the last one at the moment. So, let's come through here and see if there's a way we can switch only the last one. Not really. Now, if we switch the last one, it's going to switch the first one again. I think what we do here, then, is we go... 1... No. I also don't think that's right. We'd have to hit an odd number of times. And that's not going to work. We have to change the timings of these so that we can switch them back. Like this. Okay, I think that was right. I think that's right. We switch them like that so we can make a tunnel and walk all the way through, perhaps. No. Oh, yeah, that works. We can get through to this side now. There we go. Probably didn't need to do quite so many moves, but we'll deal. The jump does take us directly across here now, so we can switch them again. Now I'm starting to get a bit confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing, because I can't go back that way, so evidently that was wrong. Let's change that one around. And now we should be able to get to the other side by doing... No, I'm confused now. Okay, I see. We need to be able to have this be open in the other world. So from here, we can get into there somehow. If we hit all these buttons again, does that switch them all? Yes. But that doesn't help us here at all. Interesting. Okay, well now we kind of understand this puzzle. This one's a little bit more complicated just because it has a lot more switching involved. So what we want to do is we want to get these two on opposite tracks instead of the same track. That's actually a lot easier to do than I would have initially thought. So let's restart this level. Get all of our actions unset. Apparently we only have to hit 4 buttons. Now that we understand what we actually have to do, it should be much easier to do it. So let's come around this way. Hit the initial button. So that we can get into the puzzle proper. Back through here. Okay. So all we need to do is make sure that these are facing in opposite directions so that we can actually use them. Because if they're in the same way, it doesn't work. So we go... We can switch them like this, but then we can't get back. So 1... I think we got this here. 2... No, that's not going to work. If we were able to get back to the other side like this, then it might work. We need to hit an odd number of switches, though. And since we can't get into that one, this is unfeasible at the moment. Because that has them back on the same orientation again. Yeah, no, that's... Oops. It's so easy to fall out of the world here. Let's take a look at this from the light world again and see if we can interact with it again on this side in a way that'll help us. Because this switches all 3 of them. So maybe what you have to do is get them set up backwards, come through here, hit the button, and that'll change them around so you can walk straight through these 2 and you could ignore the first one. That's probably what it actually is here. Because that would make things a lot easier to actually maneuver with. Yeah, okay, let's try this then. So we hit the first button. Confusing, I know, folks. Sorry if you're having a hard time following it, if this isn't an interesting thought process, but I'm starting to understand what we're doing here. We actually do want to have them reversed. So we hit... Except this one needs to be in the right direction still, though, otherwise we can't get out. That's where it all falls down, isn't it? They say we only need to hit 2 buttons here, but I'm not convinced. So if we only hit this one, those 2 are still on the wrong side. We need to switch the cycles. So that would let us do it, except we can't get over to the exit fast enough. Like, this is set up to leave. But we don't want to be set up to leave right now, because we need to actually go around again. And there's a jump on that side, but not on this side. So that kind of messes up the whole thing. It's that specific button that makes this really tricky, because apart from that, it'd be very straightforward. But I'm not sure how we're supposed to get out of here with the Oh, I fell off again. Dang, buttons. Restart the level. I know we don't have to restart the level, but it saves us having to do the whole death animation if we're going to be coming back here anyway. There's no other buttons in here, though, is there? It's just those 2. This one is subject to a lot of buttons, but doesn't actually do anything in and of itself. This button switches everything, so it's not actually productive in changing the shape of the level. And we can get out the other side, but that doesn't help us either, because that just sends us back over to the buttons. So there must be something I'm just not seeing here. Let's just try flipping these, and going back. Because now they should both be improperly aligned, yes. And if I switch them, it's still going to be wrong. But here's a chance where I can flip them all. Okay, this might actually be what we had to do. because now we can go through here to jump around, and now the orientations are different, so all I have to do now is hit this end one to switch both options and make it work. Yes, okay, I think that was what we had to do. It's easy how things can get completely off track, isn't it? Alright, and we are out. Very nice. There we go. It's simple. The thing about it that I think is really interesting with this game is that either the puzzles are incredibly simple and you immediately solve them, or you spend a whole bunch of time taking way too many moves until you figure out what you were doing wrong. So this is a slow rotation that switches this one. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's a lot of buttons. And this whole platform switches, which means we get a jump that takes us to the other side without going through the portal. But what rotates this platform? Maybe something... It's that button that does it. Okay. So I think what we want to do then... Why would you even want to hit this button? I don't understand. Unless this button also affects it? It does. Okay, I see now. So what you do then, you hit this button, we jump through quickly, and that means that it's switched to the wrong direction, but now we can switch it back with this one, which also switches all the other portals, so we'll be able to do more interesting things with them. We go back through now, we can come over to this side, except this is mostly a dead end, except it allows us to flip this platform, which lets us jump without going back through that portal, so we don't have to do the same thing. We can get to the two other sides from here. So we go back through again. Good, good. Jump across. And from here, we have access to the other side. So we can get to this one first, because it's actually connected, and you can actually just jump up onto these, I suspect. That's interesting. From here, we can push this button. What does this do? This switches nothing. That's unusual. Maybe we have to switch the other side first? Because it looks like this doesn't actually connect to anything right now. And that seems oddly pointless. So let's flip back across. I guess we should switch it first just to see if it does anything. I think it's probably just going to waste an action. Yeah, nothing's connected to that. Alright, fair enough. Let's jump back across then, switch all of the jumps, go check the other one first. There we go. Over to here. We can come over to this side and push the button, which will switch that one up. And then we can hit it again, which I have no idea what it's going to do. But we'll find out in a second, won't we? Zip back across. Switch the portals around again. We're probably going to be one action over the limit if I've done everything properly here, because we hit that button one extra time, which did nothing. And that moves it up all of the way, so presumably that lets us jump now without getting blocked. But we'd have to move that central portal, wouldn't we? Or flip this around somehow. Because there is a button here that allows us to rotate something on the other side. So we do that. Oh, hang on, I think I see now. Except now we need to get back over there, which means we need to flip that button. I see. Alright, we've got it solved now. Because now we can jump from this side back to the exit. Very nice. One extra button push? No, exactly the right number of actions. I guess you can push buttons without actually making it do anything then. Either that or they occasionally give you an extra action. Not quite sure yet. We're almost halfway through World B, so let's see if we can solve this one to end off our episode here, our inaugural experimentation with the world of Parallax. Spinning platforms now. I'm sure that won't ever be a problem. That's a dead end, so we gotta keep going around then, I suppose. Ride this the rest of the way over to that one, because there's literally nothing else we can do in here. See you later, Oreo Cookie Islands. Whoop. And across we go. Let's find out what this world's all about. Here's all the buttons. Everything you can interact with is hidden away in this world. Okay. Well, let's flip this platform then. Can we get to there somehow? I guess we can get to there through that central button. Oh, I see. If you're standing on the stick, you can go through here. But that's just going to get you whacked into that platform. This one will rotate that. We need to change this so that we can actually get to the portal first. I see. So that changes the top one around, so we can jump in from the other side. Which could have some significant effects on how the actual level plays out, except that I'm going the wrong way, and I should really just sit and wait, but I don't want to. Trying to do these levels as quickly as possible, I imagine, is part of the challenge, since it does track the time that you keep, although I don't think it saves the time that you keep, which is another little oversight. You'd think that for a game that's all about solving puzzles in a 3D environment and doing it as quickly and efficiently as possible, they would want to keep track of how well you did it. That lets us get to that side to hit that switch, so we're going to have to come back and hit this again later. Let's go back first. Now we're going to need to get to the other side of this button to get to that side, yeah. Alright, I'm with you so far, Parallax. I think my biggest problem with it is the forced slow movement. Apart from that, I'm pretty much on board with this game. Alright, so we need to get over and switch this one again. I don't remember what side does that. That's the only side that we have access to right now, though, so we should probably have gone in there. Whoop. Alright, up we go. Now, we need to be on... what side? This side. Yeah, this side changes the bottom portal, is that right? Yes. Because we need to get onto that jump pad to get out. So that should make it possible for us to get out now, so all we have to do is go there, go through it, and jump the final jump, and we're done. And to victory! Boop! Very nice. Alright, there's another perfect for us. Fantastic. That is, us halfway through Sector B. Very nice, and I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. It's an unusual little puzzle game. This has been Vanguard of Valor playing some Parallax for you. We'll hopefully be doing some more episodes of this soon. If you've enjoyed it, let me know about it. Let me know, really, anything you think about this episode in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you're interested in checking the game out for yourself, there's a link in the description below to take you to the Steam store page. Until next time, bye-bye.